I'm Dr. Michaela Mitchell, and I'm a research scientist at Queensland Museum. I'm a marine biologist, but I'm a very specialised marine biologist. I'm a taxonomist of sea anemones, and that means I identify, name, and describe new species of sea anemones. But I'm also a venomist, and that means I study the venom of sea anemones so that we can use it for very special purposes, like developing medications that we can use to treat diseases. One person has asked, have scientists discovered any new species of life on Earth? Yes, and we're still discovering species all the time. Scientists try to estimate how many new species we have left to describe and or to discover on this Earth. But it's actually really hard to put a number of. Some estimate hundreds of thousands, others estimate millions. Because, a lot of the insects are really small and we just haven't found them all yet. So nobody's really sure about how many new species that we have left on Earth to discover and describe. Well, I've probably discovered about 4 or 5 new species that I know of, but there are a lot of other species that I still have to determine whether or not they're new species. And so when we're working out whether or not we've got a new species, we have to compare them to all the other species we know that are related to them. And sometimes that can take a long time. So I'm currently described one from South Africa, and I'm also describing one from the top of New Zealand from a set of islands there. And I'm describing another one from Victoria and one from the Gold Coast. Well, a tectonic plate is what all the continents move around on. They don't move very fast, but they're pretty big. So an earthquake might split a plate even further, and usually it's where the places are weak. But you can have different ways that these plates on the Earth's surface move. They can move alongside each other, and so they have a bit of friction from there, and they can break off bits of plate that way. We have where they collide into each other, and so then we form things like mountain ranges. But one plate can also go over the top of another, and that usually happens in the ocean. Or the opposite, they can actually just move apart. Earthquakes often happen when the tectonic plates move and lock together or slip, which causes friction along the edge of the plates. This then sends seismic waves, or like shock waves, throughout the Earth's crust, and this is what causes earthquakes. Tsunamis are caused by the rapid movement of the ocean surface. And this rapid movement of the ocean surface can be caused by things like earthquakes. And earthquakes are caused by the movement of tectonic plates. Well, the simple answer is yes, it can, but probably not how you think it would be. When a tsunami, when the wave hits the shoreline, it washes water so much further inland. And so if the fish are near shore and they get washed inland and then the wave recedes, they actually get caught on dry land and they can't breathe. And so they don't survive from being on land. But also it can wash a lot of silt back down into things like rock pools and all along the shoreline, and things that use photosynthesis to grow, like the algae, will die as well because they're covered in sediment, and it may not be washed off for days and days and days until it rains again.
Thanks for watching the last video in this series, where flying scientists respond to burning science questions from Queenslanders. Don't forget to take a look at some of our other videos, and don't forget to like and subscribe.